Some knockouts turn fighters into a confused mess, other knockouts turn fighters into jello, but how often do we usually see a knockout that turned a fighter as stiff as a board? Mixed martial arts is an ever-growing sport, so it's no surprise that MMA is still completely full of surprises. Most of the time, a fighter will go limp after suffering a devastating blow that renders them unconscious. That being said, a knockout strike can leave some unfortunate recipients stiff and seized up on rare occasions. It's either that or some weird walk-off knockouts where the fighter is still somewhat in control of their body till it starts shutting down. For this video, we have compiled the list of instances where MMA and Muay Thai fighters were able to knock their opponents out, turning them straight into stone. Number 11, Dan Hornbuckle. Hornbuckle's kick was one of the MMA knockouts of the year, a kick that Hornbuckle set up perfectly by grabbing Gono's right foot, planting his own left foot, and then driving his right shin into Gono's chin.
So he's probably a little bit conscious about that. Must be a little tired. Oh my god.
Gono felt like a chopped down tree, with his neck landing on the rope and his head hitting the canvas. This knockout turned him into a straight rock. Number 10, Solomon Rogers. This may not be at the same level as the UFC, but it is just as remarkable as any head kick you'll ever see.
Is that a bit of desperation with the... Oh my God!
Samuel Elnicki finished Solomon Rogers on a golden ticket fight promotions card. The kick was so strong, not only did Rogers go straight to sleep, his body froze as he collapsed headfirst onto the canvas. Not only did Elnicki knock Rogers out, but it also looked like he knocked out his tooth. Number 9, Nate Quarry. The vicious KO was the result of a Rich Franklin punch that upon impact with a canvas left Quarry with many injuries. This knockout literally had Quarry stiff-arming the air.
First of 5 scheduled rounds, reaching the midway point.
Again, on the button, out!
And down goes Quarry!
Cold.
Franklin wasted no time and went after Quarry early and often. Quarry landed non-effective strikes as Franklin continued to set the pace. About halfway through round 1, Franklin landed a strike that dropped Quarry to the ground. The knockout came at 2 minutes and 34 seconds in the first round. Number 8, Jonathan Tuhu's opponent. In November 2014, the world witnessed a jaw-dropping knockout which was both awe-inspiring and chilling all at once. Such was the shocking force of this kick, which was landed in a Muay Thai match in Newcastle, Australia. The force was so strong, it looked like Tuhu's opponent looked into Medusa's eyes, with the kick looking like it was straight out of Tekken. It was Papua New Guinea native Jonathan Tuhu's spinning 360-degree tornado kick, which connected clean on his opponent's head, removed his consciousness, and sent him crashing to the canvas like timber. Number 7, Shawn Michaels. In an amateur MMA bout, Shawn Michaels broke Joe Maponda's heart and stopped the show with a single punch.
How your hands are, how your feet are, and
Oh my God, Aaron,
Maponda had his hands down.
Michaels uncorked a pinpoint right hook that dropped Maponda to the canvas, where he proceeded to take a quick nap. Michaels left Joe on the floor as stiff as a board after the knockout had landed. Props for Shawn not needing to land any more unnecessary punches as soon as Joe had hit the deck. Number 6, Vyacheslav Pitsin. On a Saturday night back in December of 2019, bantamweight Vyacheslav Pitsin took on Gadze Kurbanaliyev at Modern Pankration Federation 232 in Vladivostok, Russia. Pitsin landed a ferocious right hand that knocked Kurbanaliyev stiff on his feet. Pitsin would follow up with one more right hand that pinned Kurbanaliyev's almost lifeless body into the fence when the referee stepped in to mercifully stop the fight. The knockout was the first stoppage win of Pitsin and improved his record to 3-0 since turning pro a little less than a year ago. Number 5, Gustavo Lopez. Gustavo Lopez flashed a smile as he tried to figure out the taller Ranger Joey Roquette in the opening round of their highly anticipated rematch. But it didn't take that long.
fuerzas. Ahí va.
Ahí va,
intercambio.
contra-
Gustavo López. ¡Es todo! ¡Es todo la locura en late tackle!
The bantamweight champion unleashed a right hook from hell to knock out Roquette out on his feet, the challenger falling slowly to the canvas in a frightening manner just 1 minute and 45 seconds into the bout. Lopez retained his title with the vicious first round KO in the main event. Number 4, Marlon Moraes. Bantamweight fighter Marlon Moraes committed one of the UFC's knockouts of the year at Fight Night 123 after landing a ridiculous head kick on Aljamain Sterling.
Spins out of it. Wow. Back to the center they go.
Moraes' knee connected with Sterling's chin 67 seconds into the first round of the fight, and the latter consequently hit the ground in a hurry. As soon as the kick was delivered, Moraes knew the fight was over. A former World Series of Fighting champion, Moraes put his name on the map with the knockout. Sterling, on the other hand, was finished for the first time in his career. Number 3, Mzwandile Halangwa. The KO, which had gone viral on YouTube over the last couple of years, displayed a devastating spinning back fist in the opening exchanges of round 1. This one just hurts to watch.
His brother.
Both these guys. Oh, fantastic spinning back elbow! What?
And somehow Halangwa managed to sneak in a few punches before Madsen dropped. The video has since taken the world by storm, but at that moment, Halangwa said part of the celebration was also taken over by genuine concern after Madsen fell unconscious to the canvas at the Grand Arena. Number 2, Joaquin Buckley. Arguably one of the best head kicks of all time, Buckley beat Impa Kasanganay with a spinning back kick that helped him go viral and may very well be one of the greatest knockouts in MMA history.
They are so even on total strikes at the moment.
This turned him into a stone statue, falling on his way to the canvas. Kasanganay thought he had the upper hand by catching Buckley's foot to block a kick attempt, but New Mensa countered with a spinning back kick that caught his opponent square in the face to score the knockout win. Number 1, Edson Barbosa. Barbosa became the first fighter in UFC history to score a knockout via wheel kick when he defeated Terry Edom at UFC 142 in 2012.
It really poses the question, what do you want to do? Do you want to take a chance and risk getting knocked out? Oh my God! Wow.
This kick turned Terry Edom into the Statue of Liberty when his heel caught him right on the cheek. But for real though, this man caught a kick with his face and ended up paying for it by his body slowly falling over. What's even crazier about this knockout is that his body held that position for quite a while. And that right there concludes this video. Let us know how he did in the comments below. Alright MMA fans, thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, make sure to hit the notification bell, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Also, don't forget to comment below what video you want to see next. 1990s inception, striving to become part of the mainstream amongst the shark pool of more established traditions. Though it has come a long way, it has had many of its rather more undesired moments as well. Unfortunately for MMA, these happenings often do little more than smear the image of the sport, as entertainment and madness often merge into one. Some of the more sensational and controversial moments in MMA history have come outside the ring, cage, or octagon. It's not always the fighters to blame either. Sometimes the ugly violence at MMA events worldwide is caused by the crowds in attendance. For this video, we have compiled a list of instances where MMA fighters decided to have another brawl right after their bout. Number 11, Fabricio Werdum. Unfortunately for fight fans, the rest of the Werdum vs Brown contest was pretty underwhelming. After the fight's conclusion, Werdum would once again raise eyebrows when he decided to throw a front kick at Travis Brown's coach, Edmond Tarvedyan. Who was screaming bad words at Fabricio for his post-fight antics.
And he say, "Hey, shut up your mouth, son of a." I say, "What?" I don't got the kick, man. I just keep it the same because, you know, he's a boxing coach. I see in his eyes he wanna punch my face.
Number 10, Hector Lombard. Lombard was fresh off his controversial 4th round TKO victory over fellow UFC alum Joe Riggs to bag the bare knuckle fighting championship cruiserweight title, but shortly thereafter, Hunt went into the ring to approach the newly crowned champ, as we've seen multiple times across prize fighting.
Here, Lorenzo Hunt in the ring. Oh, Jesus!
And Joe Riggs breaking up the fight right now. Two good shots landed by Hector.
Irked by what seemed like an attempt to steal his thunder that night, Lombard responded with a 2-punch combination as Riggs held him back. This odd twist to the night visibly shocked Hunt himself. Number 9, Robbie Lawler. MMA star Ruthless Robbie Lawler got more than he bargained for after a KO victory in Hawaii when his opponent's sister stepped into the octagon looking for payback.
Has ended Vitali's run for the title, and now people coming into the ring.
Lawler landed a big knee from the clinch to the head of Nico Vitali, rocking him, then immediately followed up with 2 hard hooks to the jaw that collapsed his adversary in a heap to the canvas. In a rage, she hurled a drink that landed at Lawler's feet and then charged after him, appearing to throw a knee and shoved him before others moved in and separated them. Number 8, Unidentified Fighters. Absolute chaos erupted in the cage at R3 Fighting Championship in Moscow, which culminated in a wild brawl between opposing team members. Two camps got into a wild brawl that resulted in dozens of people and crowd members participating in the chaos. Here's where it got unique. Once things settled down, the decision was made to have the 2 guys whose mic battle started the brawl glove up and throw down. Number 7, Mark Coleman. Mauricio Shogun Hua and Mark Coleman fought at Pride 31 in 2006 and created a boatload of controversy following their 49-second showdown. Hua scrambled as he tried getting back to his feet, but as he hit the canvas, he suffered an horrific broken forearm.
Something happened. His elbow was dislocated, hyperextended. Wait a minute. He's involved now as well, the security. He's dislocated his elbow.
The rivalry between Hammer House and Shootbox exploded into the ring as Coleman continued to try to hit Hua, Vanderlei Silva, and Phil Baroni, and countless officials had to break the action up. The fun continued backstage as Coleman attempted to apologize to Shootbox, only to get snubbed by Murilo Hua and Vanderlei Silva. Number 6, Wesley Correa. 3 minutes were left when Correa landed a deadly knee. Tank's face was covered in blood. The referee ended up stopping the fight because the cut was over the right eye, bleeding into the eye. Cabbage celebrated with the Cabbage Patch dance tauntingly.
The doctor Savage.
This caused Tank's corner to get pissed, causing a bottle of water to get thrown into the octagon. Tank attempted to get at Wesley. Numerous people, including Chuck Liddell, leaped into the octagon. People were holding Tank back, Chuck was holding Cabbage's team back, and Joe Rogan said this was why MMA wasn't mainstream. Number 5, Jorge Masvidal. Back in 2019, Masvidal and Edwards got into a skirmish backstage at an ESPN Plus post-show. It's unclear as to when the 2 UFC stars began poking at each other, but for a sport based around fighting, this is something we see all the time. It all started during Jorge Masvidal's interview with Laura Sanko.
Oh, I'm glad I got the recipe.
Let's talk about that opening sequence.
Maybe not. If you hey, come over here.
Number 4, Nick Diaz. After Shields defeated Dan Henderson to retain his middleweight title, Miller somehow ended up in the cage and interrupted Shields' post-fight interview.
Wow. Yeah, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Not. What the?
This is my only concern.
Yeah. My God.
Shields was pulled away by his coach, but the rest of his allies laid into Miller, including the Diaz bros. Miller and Nick Diaz were eventually restrained by members of the commission, referees, and Henderson's team, with the brawl broken up. The Diaz brothers would also be responsible for the post-fight brawl with KJ Noons. Following that fight, Diaz entered the cage to challenge Nunes for a rematch, to which Nunes asked his native Hawaiian crowd for their opinion.
We all know that the king is here, the king performed, and all we can say is next time.
Number 3, Shamil Abdulkhalikov. The Pro FC clash between Shamil Abdulkhalikov and Mikhail Kolobegov descended into mayhem that weekend. The fight was scheduled for 3 rounds, but a judicial error resulted in an extra round being called. Kolobegov delivered a stunning flying knee KO in the final stanza, which Abdulkhalikov's team did not enjoy in the slightest.
Бомба! Просто удар из ниоткуда.
Так, а это что такое?
А это что такое, прошу прощения?
А вот это со всеми.
Shamil's cornermen were so enraged by the way the fight had finished that they stormed the octagon and became involved in a full-on brawl. The corner was seen attacking the victorious fighter while he was celebrating the win. Number 2, Razi Jabari. Never touch a referee. Former Iranian welterweight Razi Jabari learned that the hard way when he faced hometown hero Anario Benario at URCC in the Philippines. So when referee Joey Lepiton asked both fighters to shake hands as a sign of sportsmanship post-fight, a fed-up Jabari was having none of it. A few moments later, in comes URCC chief promoter Alvin Aguilar, who also has a black belt, got behind the fighter and put him to sleep with the rear naked choke. Number 1, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Khabib Nurmagomedov defeated Conor McGregor in the 4th round of their UFC lightweight title fight, but the stunning result was immediately overshadowed by a post-fight brawl which culminated in 3 arrests.
Oh, and now Khabib jumps the fence.
No.
Whoa! No! And he's going right at Dylan Dennis! Mayhem! Oh, no!
Khabib immediately jumped over the octagon after McGregor tapped out, hurtling towards the Irishman's corner and attacking his training partner Bellator welterweight Dylan Dennis. McGregor was meanwhile attacked by at least 2 members of Nurmagomedov's team, who took advantage of the chaos by vaulting their way into the octagon. However, footage later emerged which appeared to show McGregor throwing the first punch in order to defend himself. Khabib would apologize for his actions after the fight, but was also somewhat defending himself, saying he had a reason to do so.
I want to say sorry to Athletic Commission. He talked about my country, he talked about my father. He come to Brooklyn and he broke bus. He almost killed a couple people. What about this?
And that right there concludes this video. Let us know how he did in the comments below. Alright MMA fans, thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, make sure to hit the notification bell, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Also, don't forget to comment below what video you want to see next.